Brodes Media.
Disgusted, Hunter. That's all I can say. I'm disgusted. I'm embarrassed to be an Eagles fan after these last 2 weeks.
Wow.
I mean, I was hoping, if nothing else, this team would show me something in terms of heart. And Dallas, from the opening whistle of that game, took it right to them. And once again, the Eagles cowered in fear. They did not answer the bell. They were soft as Charmin, and they got their ass handed to them again. And once again, they're going to be laughed at and called frauds. And I think now, to be realistic, we can sit back and say, hey, this is fraudulent. I mean, you know, they haven't given us the energy that we as fans have put in and invested in them.
There's no doubt about it. I watched A.J. Brown get pushed around. Now, I heard Dave Zangaro of NBC Sports Philadelphia bring up that he went back and watched the game again. And when he was watching the smaller details of the position that Nick Sirianni expresses as his, okay, the wide receiving core, he watched A.J. Brown on pick plays, and he watched some of his disaster, his disaster detail focus, which is a part of A.J. Brown that I once loved and I once screamed is amazing. And when he's running routes, he's so precise and he's so clean, and that's why he's able to have that advantage compared to a lot of corners in this league. He's so good at the finer, smaller things, yet in that game, he was unwilling to do anything at all. A.J. Brown did not want to play, and it blows my mind. Now, there's something that still doesn't sit right with me, and it's nothing to do with, well, no, it's something to do with the head coach, but not where I just was with A.J. Brown's details. But with Nick Sirianni and this texting to the media, maybe it does go hand in hand, because maybe the person that texted Derek Gunn happened to be A.J. Brown. If you want to look for a silver lining within where they are now, I do believe that they have gotten out in front of it when asked by the media, what are you thinking, what's going on? Dallas Goedert said, look, it was probably just someone super frustrated, someone super emotional after the game is over. Like, they're not running away from it, trying to hide it, trying to make it something that it's not. This is what happened, and we acknowledge that it happened, and we are going to move forward. There's a lot of different ways this can go. I hate that we're in this position, but I'm saying based off being in this position, I'm going to judge how they handle it. And Sirianni even brought up that it doesn't bother him, and he can't be closed off to criticism. So it's almost as if, okay, hold on a second. There are clearly some of my players. He expresses what? Connection. I am one with you. That sounded weird, but we are one together. You can always talk to me. We'll be okay as long as we communicate. I care about you, the person. You're not just a player. So hearing that, I believe that backs up what Nick Sirianni likes to tell his team and what he likes his message to be. That's a good start.
This team is not a Super Bowl contender. And it all started, to me, on the first opening drive of the game. For the Eagles, that is. 7-0. You had a nice methodical drive. You get the penalty. But then it's a perfect design run play for Hurts. He picks up about 8 or 9 yards, and he fumbles. And where have we seen that before? I mean, he is turning the ball over too much right now. And I love Jalen, but he is. And the theme of the game was just miscues. We could have definitely been in this game, even though we didn't play relatively well. Think of all the drop passes and the 3 fumbles in Cowboys territory.
The Cowboys forced those, though, so it comes back to the want. It comes back to the do you have will? Are you willing to actually work your ass harder than Gilmore after A.J. Brown gets in his face and says, you're old? That to me is a call-out. You can't hold my jock strap. And then he allows Gilmore to rip it out of his hands. It is so fraudulent. On that week, A.J. Brown was fraudulent. Your point with Hurts is right, though. You know, he is definitely turning the football over every single game. 7 games. The ball is at least touching the carpet. You will not win. Part of why he was so great last year wasn't just about his ability to run. It wasn't just about throwing dots down the sidelines. It wasn't about being the best leader that he could ever be. But it was also because he didn't give the other team the ball. He wouldn't put his defense in horrendous spots. Okay, just wouldn't happen. It was all in control of the Eagles offense. It was all taking control of the ball and making sure it stays in your possession. You can't survive no matter how great your QB is, and he's not playing very well right now. And I just want to make sure that this doesn't get lost in the full big picture of quarterback conversation. He's having a down season right now. There's a lot of variables in that for me. It's poor coaching, it's poor scheme, it's poor play calling, it's all of that. And it's Jalen Hurts isn't playing well either. And it's probably limitation due to where his knee is. I think there's a lot of things happening right now. And I don't even know if the locker room is one currently. I don't know if they're cohesive. You better figure it the hell out. There is a standard here. And I think that's why we're disappointed. We expect more than just some regular season wins. And once again, it's really because of the way it looked. And that matters here. Because when you're playing the best opponents, you fold. Not lose. You crumble. You disappear. You don't even look like you play the same sport. That's where we draw the line. So excuse me for having a standard where you have to show up. God forbid that's the standard. It's not even a knock to say that their standard is extremely high. That's why we're upset with a 10-3 start. Sorry, if that makes me a bad guy, then so be it. Because you'd be surprised how many fans of other teams, like my buddy who's up in Boston, who had the luxury, by the way, of witnessing a career by the name of Tom Brady. So the ball's on this guy as if he knows truly what agony is. But he goes, oh man, I see you bitching. I see you complaining. I see you yelling at the GM. Try being us. Like, oh, dude, yeah, try being you. And it's like, dude, come on, man. First off, I remember, because he played on my hockey team, so we had hockey houses. We'd watch football together on Sundays, the whole team and all. I remember you crying when you guys were 9-2 because you went 9-3 and lost a game to some squad on the road during a Week 14 matchup, and then you go win the Super Bowl and you're clapping in my face in February. So shut your mouth. All right, but seriously, there are a lot out there outside of the New England area that see their team win 4 games every single year, and they try to find ways to justify why we're mad, but they can't. So they're like, dude, you don't understand. It's mayhem out here. It's tough in these streets. And I get it. I really do get it. I'm sorry, though. I can't accept this. So if that hurts your feelings as an outsider that I can't accept it, screw you.